people just keep finding ways to be hating on Sam Darnold and finding questions and pokes and jabs to take at him. I'm here to defend him. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Seahawks Digest, the show that provides daily content all year long, regardless if we're in season and talking about an actual Super Bowl champion or off season, talking about the hypothetical run that the Seahawks are about to be in the midst of, or if they are a dynasty, or if the window is closing. Look, I scroll the headlines every day to bring you a digestible amount of me ranting and raving about the birds. And my topic today is this headline that we've got right here about assessing the length of the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl window. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what I want to hear from you guys about. That's what Sam Darnold catches more strays from. All of this, though, we're going to get to after a quick thank you for today's sponsor in this video, Prize Picks. Right now, Prize Picks, they got a sweet deal going on. They are America's #1 sports pick app, the best way to get in on the action. And if you use the code DIGEST, new users will get $50 when you play your first $5 in lineups. That's code DIGEST when you sign up for Prize Picks right now. Thank you again to their support. Okay. It's the off season. Like I said, sometimes you got to scrape the bottom of the barrel for the content. And I get that. I get that it's bad taste to be LeBron James on here and saying, not one, not two, not three. Although I don't know if I age myself by referencing that press conference, but you get what I'm saying. It does nothing but chalkboard material to get out here and say, we're going to rattle off all these Super Bowls. But same time, a little fun to talk about. I think it's interesting given where we are at in terms of numbers of Super Bowls in the last decade. This is not a team that is the act like you've been there kind of stuff. This is a team that's been there. This is a team that knows how to, or a fan base that knows how to handle winning appropriately and not overreact and say like, oh my God, this is great. There are a million more of these to come. But at the same time, it's largely a new group, new quarterback. It's not Russell Wilson's finally retired. Marshawn's acting in euphoria. It's a new group of dudes, and yet we're still achieving the same organizational success. So I don't think it's unfair to talk about how long could this get sustained. But then this article dives pretty quickly into just like unnecessary strays at Sam Darnold. And this has been a repeat thing this offseason of talking about, well, can he step up to answer the call next year? Is he going to go back to being a bust? Then saying that, like, it could go either. Like, maybe it's a wishy-washy endorsement, and in the wishy-washiness, even though they still endorse him, to me, kind of like an unnecessary stray. I think the dude has proved himself. I think the dude has proved himself both in last year's sample size of taking the Seahawks to a Super Bowl championship finally and getting the demon off his back or whatever. But also I think the dude has proven himself in how many different teams, OCs, situations he has played for and been in, and yet can still find a way to be a desirable quarterback. The Seahawks did not just grab him out of the literal trash heap and be like, oh, we'll reinvent this. He had a great season in Minnesota. He'd had several great seasons before that. And he's young enough to still do this for a couple more years in a way that I think the early 30s for me has been pushed back a couple of years in a lot of positions as being this precipitous, oh, there's going to be this physical fall off, to now 34, 30, the mid 30s is where you start to be like, oh, okay, let's get a little bit more attention on getting a backup in case a tire blows out here. But that being said, it does not stop the debate from happening about what the age of everything else is going to be in terms of the pieces around him. The offensive numbers are where I'm like, yo, this is awesome that Darnold, yes, he's aging, but he has these weapons that are all aging, if anything, into their primes in a way that you would think if they can keep the core of this offense alive and well and put together in one piece and all on the same team contractually. And if pieces like Jadarian Price keep getting added, who, even if they don't live up to the full hype, are still positive net contributors, that also, in addition to just the science of it, that to me helps age Darnold fantastically. When you surround him with all sorts of things that don't require him to like, oh, I got to get open. I got I got to scramble out, find this guy. We got to force something. We don't have a run game. I have to be a field jet. All of this kind of stuff. That to me reeks of 3 years easily. That this could be a top offense. Maybe not in any singular metric. I don't want to get too crystal ball-y on that one, but like a passes the sniff test type top offense. On the defensive side, the age is a little bit older with some of the keyer pieces in terms of what you would consider, like, I think, leadership and contributors of how we've gotten there, because we've been experiencing those guys in their late 20s, early 30s, and getting the last of the prime years. And DeMarcus Lawrence, there's already been talk about retirement. He's coming back, though. But like, it's not an unreal thing to talk about some of these defensive pieces are going to, be used up, retire, washed up, get cooked, get injured. Like, it's a much more physical side of the ball. And like the Legion of Boom all went bye-bye eventually. Like, these things do break apart. That being said, though, with the talent that this offense has, the defense, get that you got to keep some big contracts potentially with some of those offensive guys, but the defense could be one where, as people do retire, you just trust the institutional process of like, we'll go find at least enough of the next guy that there won't be this massive inequity and drop-off where, yeah, they might not maintain the top scoring defense and all this elite, but if they can at least just be a mid to upper mid part of the pack defense, our offense is still going to be cooking. So I'm saying the window to me feels wide open. Again, I don't want to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Super Bowls or NFCs or whatever levels of this, but I think Darnold has room to still, at the very least, grow up a little bit and become the elder statesman, if not room just to grow, in that he's still in a couple years worth of his prime and he's found a really good situation. Curious to know what you guys think about all of this. Some really good optimism here for the season. I've also got some really good optimism that if I was going to go on to Prize Picks right now and hit up all things Seahawks, that would go pretty well. Right now, if you want to use it for the first time, it's America's #1 sports pick app. You can get in with a sweet setup for using code DIGEST. $50 instantly when you play your first $5 on your lineups. They got a bunch of different promotions going on. The Scary Hours boost for all of the NBA finals, game, singular or multiple games, depending on how far the Spurs are capable of pushing that. They've got the Flex Fridays for 40% payout boosts that you can get. And then Taco Tuesdays, all period, day, period, long period, exclamation point. Every Tuesday, their board is serving up discounted projections, Prize Picks. It's America's #1 sports pick app. They are great supporters of the channel. So using Digest supports us, supports them. It's good vibes for everybody all around. Thanks, everyone, for tuning back in to another episode of Seahawks Digest. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.